Picked up a little Onan generator today, 2.7. It's a 2700 watt generator. It's an old RV generator. The guy couldn't get it to run right. I'll show you why. Somebody had bent this choke lever back, and it was actually riding on the top of the carb there, and the engine was loping. And he couldn't figure it out. I think that's probably why I got it so cheap. He just couldn't figure that out. And in a matter of just a couple of minutes when I got it home, I just bent the little lever back in the spot that it's supposed to be in. These are really kind of touchy. These electric chokes are a little bit touchy on these little machines, but they're absolutely bulletproof. I mean, if you can get them to run properly, they run forever. And as you can see, this one here doesn't have very many hours on it. It's a really clean little machine. And yeah, you look around, you're able to get good deals like that sometimes. It's an AJ 1R, AJ series. It's all cast iron. 1 means that it's 120 volts, 60 hertz. And R means that it's a remote start. And here you can see it's set up for the remote start. He even gave me this switches and stuff for the remote start. So yeah, I'll be hooking that up maybe as an APU or a little genset for something and have me 2700 watts. I've got a little 10-gallon gas tank I can put on it and have me a little generator for 200 bucks. Let's hear it run. I've got it hooked up to this light here. Let's turn it on. Show you just how good it runs. As you can see, the choke hasn't completely opened yet. There, it opened. The choke was just wavering there just a little bit, but once it got some heat to it, there's the heat sensor there. Once it got a little heat to it, it opened right up, and now the engine's running steady. That's the way it should run. Of course, it's powering this light here. I'll do something different with the exhaust. I'll make a complete new exhaust for it. There she is. A little bit about these little gensets, these older Onans. The starter motor is actually the generator. They're one and the same. So that's what starts the gasoline engine, is the generator. There's the starter switch. Of course, you can hook it up to remote. They're pretty heavy duty little engines. You can see it's got a 12 volt coil system here, 12 volt solenoid system. It should charge that battery about 5 amps, just a trickle charge. I need to take the ohm meter and make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. This particular one has a manual fuel pump on it. The CCKs generally have, some of them have electric, some of them have manual, and it's got a fuel shutoff solenoid there also that's run by the ignition. So when you turn the ignition off, it turns the fuel off to the carburetor there. Fuel line in, fuel filter, oil. As I mentioned before, it's all cast iron. Let's have a look at the specifications on it. I can get my camera to focus. Okay, as you can see there at the top, it's 2.7 AJ1R. Again, that means 2700 watts, AJ series. 1 is 120 volts, R is remote start. And this particular one was built in 1985. Right there in the serial number you see 185. It was built in 1985, so it's a 1985 genset. It doesn't appear to have that many hours on it. It appears to be in really good shape. It's not smoking. It doesn't appear to be burning any oil. It starts right up. The only issue with it was the bent choke lever. They had bent it back, and it was riding on top of the carb there and making the engine lope. It wouldn't stay at a steady 3600 RPM like it's supposed to. It was loping. It started again. It should be warm. It should just start right up, no problem. Yeah, I'm going to mount that genset in this cradle. I've been saving this cradle for a little project just like this. This cradle is, I had a 28 volt military generator pack out of this cradle with a, I think it had a it had a 2-cylinder Chrysler engine in it. It seized up on me, and so I took it apart and scrapped it and saved the cradle. That genset will fit in there nicely. And like I said, I've got a 10-gallon fuel tank I can set on top of the whole thing for a really long run generator.